Welcome to an exciting edition of a new video series entitled, What is a Super Nut? I'm your host, Strip Mall Steve. I am a nut correspondent, and I'm joined by my buddy Honey over here. Honey will probably keep it pretty quiet today. But what we're going to be doing is talking about super nut. What is it? What is a super nut? That's what you want to know. That's why you're here. So, first thing we're going to do is start talking about the top 9 nuts that you need to eat. Those are the super nuts. I'm going to start by listing them right now. Almonds, pistachios, walnuts, cashews, pecans. America's super nut is the pecan. Macadamia nut, Brazil nut, hazelnut, and the peanut. So, from the top, we have almonds, pistachios, walnuts, cashews, pecans, macadamia nuts, Brazil nuts, hazelnuts, and peanuts. Those are super nuts. And so let's go through why. What's the point of eating all of these things? Well, almonds, I can tell you, they give you all kinds of stuff. Vitamin E, an almond will give you 45% of the daily value of that vitamin E. And I think the E stands for, I don't know, energizing. Maybe almonds give you energy. Lord knows. Pistachios, moving on to them. Their name is derived from the Greek word pistachion, which means the green nut. They've been eaten since 6000 BC. That's right, you're talking about ancient nuts in your mouth. Pistachios, right there. Vitamin B1 and B6, and kick in a little phosphorus for you. That's what you get out of the pistachio there. All right, walnuts, another type of super nut. Walnuts are linked to multiple health benefits and have an impressive nutrient profile. This is according to Healthline. And they give you copper. I didn't even know we were supposed to be eating copper. But apparently, walnuts give you 50% of your daily value of copper. So stop eating pennies. You don't have to do it anymore. Moving on, cashews. It just sounds like money in the bank. It's got the word cashew in it. Doesn't it? Its name is cashew, so it has to have the word cashew in it. I know what I said. All right, vitamin K. Vitamin K, 8% of the daily value of vitamin K. These nuts are a good source of several nutrients that are essential to bone health. If you want to bone, you have to eat cashews. All right, and pecans. Number 5, America's super nut, the pecan. I like pecans. Very low in calories. 201 calories from 1 ounce of roasted pecans, and you get vitamin B1 in there, and zinc, and manganese. That's right. Ever heard of them? Manganese is something that I haven't mentioned yet today, and you get 48% of your daily value from the pecan. Eat the damn pecan. And then macadamia nuts, they're so buttery. That's the buttery one. It's got all kinds of, it's got 2 grams of protein. It's got manganese, 51%. That's even more than the last one. The last one was 48% on the pecans. Macadamia gives you even more, 51% of the manganese. If you need a manganese load up, I think you could just go macadamia nuts through half your mouth, pecans through the other half of your mouth, and I think you're going to get to like 101% or something. I don't know. I'm bad at math. And then the Brazil nut. All right. So here's something alarming about the Brazil nut. The Brazil nut presents 989% of the daily value of something called selenium. Now, selenium is not something I'm familiar with, but 989% I think means you only have to eat 1 Brazil nut every 10 days to get it. And then finally, the hazelnuts and the peanuts. So hazelnuts I mainly know from that cool spread. I think it's Nutella. I don't know if that gives you all the good stuff, but apparently if you eat hazelnuts, you can get 76% of that manganese stuff, and then 28% of your vitamin E, and then peanuts. Oh, delicious peanuts. Oh my gosh. What an incredible cartoon. Vince Guaraldi tears it up on those soundtracks. Snoopy, oh my gosh, when he laughs, he's just hilarious. But if you want to eat some peanuts, keep in mind, you're not going to get the same magnesium levels as maybe some of the other ones. Actually, no, sorry, you do get good magnesium. I see no manganese mentioned. I've been confused by the manganese. But you do get vitamin B3 and vitamin B9. So, these are your super nuts, according to healthline.com. Now, let us also move over because I think super nuts are extremely important. I eat nuts quite frequently. I try to eat a trail mix of nuts. So I get a few different nuts in my hand, I grab a couple full handfuls of them, and I just throw them at my mouth. And it's delicious. So, the first time I heard about the super nut, a good buddy of mine named Kevin Turner was endorsing pecans, and he taught me that the pecan was America's super nut. I loved it so much. I even made a whole song out of it. But it did lead me to wonder, what is a super nut? Why is it called a super nut? Apparently, there's something in the automotive world that is also called a super nut, or maybe not automotive world, but just like handy world. And it's this like lug nut super bolt tensioner things. So it's like a type of bolt, and it's it has its own registered trademark. So it's apparently designed to reduce the amount of torque needed to tighten large bolted joints. So the super nut, not only something healthy that you can eat, but it's also something that's super handy, and it's part of this like multi-jack bolt tensioner. The other thing it is that it is mentioned quite frequently on a place known as Urban Dictionary. And so I'll just go ahead and share my screen now. So let's just go ahead. Let's just share this. Let's go entire screen over here. I think this will work. So the other thing about the super nut is it is when you don't masturbate for a month and then have the best nut ever. And so this was added in 2017. Man, I didn't fap for a month and decided today was the day I do it again. Guy number 2 says, I bet your nut must have been like a drug high. And then guy 1 responds, I guess you could call it a super nut. So that takes us through pretty much everything we need to discuss about the super nut today. Thank you for joining me. Like and subscribe. I love you to pieces. See you next time.